first topic of conversation is going to be how has social media affected this generation?
Well, I feel like social media has affected this generation in a way that people are more communicative behind keyboards. So I feel like we lost some face-to-face communication in what we have going on in this world right now. We got cyber thugs. we got people that'll say anything behind a Twitter feed, but we don't have people that know how to enunciate themselves, or we don't have people that know how to. Okay, we can edit that.
And that's why.
We can edit that. Exactly.
Thanks,
what I mean.
social media.
I'm used to sliding in DMs,
Enunciate.
as you can see.
Cool.
Used to that spell check.
It's somewhere around there.
I'm the same way.
I'm a product of this generation.
It's close enough.
How you feel like it's affected this generation?
I mean, it's a negative and a positive aspect. If people really look at it, they can see that they'll find themselves in their social media, because you're only going to follow what you like, follow what you know, what you're comfortable to or accustomed to. So if you really look at your Instagram, it's really who you are, and there's a lot of people nowadays that don't know who they are. So social media can help them with that in a positive aspect, but they have to know how to bring it out of social media and bring it into real life. So it's in its positive and its negatives, you feel me? So.
I think it's blurred lines though too, because I think sometimes it confuses people on who they are, because it gives you all of these completely unrealistic options that are fabricated, and people start to believe that this is real life for most people, but they have to understand that's exactly what it is, the media. And to simplify it.
And they give people their sense of like security. People behind the computer screen or behind their smartphones, like they so, like he said earlier, like
They're
cyber
bold.
thugs, like they so tough, they can say whatever they want and not think that there's a consequence, and not think that there's something behind their words, and they feel perfectly comfortable with that, and like the true colors of that person kind of shows in some of these dialogues on social media.
Even the types of pictures that people post, I think women especially, like you have to keep in mind, or men who like, you have holding a stack of money, or you don't have on enough clothes. Like someday you're gonna have a job and someone's gonna see this. Your boss, or when your children Google you 20 years from now, what are they going to see? That's never going away.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Kim Kardashian. I'm changing my name to Southwest now. I don't want to be part of this. Oh, for real?
Yes.
Are they really?
Yes.
What, Northwest?
Southwest. Their son's gonna.
Okay, enough about that.
But I see the thing is that we only speaking on the negative aspects. I don't think we're really talking about the positives. And I think that the thing is that just like everything in life, usually negativity usually reigns supreme on whatever ends up, whatever industry or whatever. But I know when I first got on Twitter, I was like, this is about to be dope. P. Diddy's one that got me on Twitter. I used to look up to him a lot, businessman, could promote anything, could market anything, real energetic. I was like, and I always saw I am Diddy. Okay, I'm gonna follow him. First person I followed. And I was thinking like, I'm gonna be able to get to see what he does on a daily. I'm gonna see how he talks, like, because we're not talking about the news, we're talking about directly from his thoughts. And as soon as I got on, I was like, this dude's just trying to sell me Ciroc and Bad Boy 20-year anniversary albums. And you know what I'm saying? So I was hurt by that, but I also followed a DJ from Spokane, Jackie Brown. And she was dope because she gave me exactly what she was doing in her business, which I was always interested in being a DJ, but I ain't gonna be a DJ because my name is DJ. So that was a joke.
DJ.
Yeah. But I just thought it was
DJ too. I want to be DJ so bad though.
But I thought it was dope that she would give insight on how it is to be a DJ. Like she's having a bad DJ day, she would let you know, and it'd be like, wow. So with me, when I got on, I was kind of like, I'm just gonna give the exact my life on Twitter and stuff like that, and that's what I did. And I don't think that there's too many people that do give you but I'm gonna give you the good and the bad. There's not too many people that do that, but if we were to do that more, I think that it would have more positive aspects to social media. But it's easier to fabricate a lifestyle that you don't really live, and sometimes you
gotta be comfortable with yourself to put out the negative.
For real.
Yeah.
I feel like
a lot of people aren't.
They're not.
But I feel like Twitter is like, or social media now is like the news for the
That's
younger
what I was gonna
generation
say.
because nobody wants to
That's
watch
the
the news
most
because you
positive
think about
thing
it,
about it.
you got your good, you got your sports, you got your bads, you got your negatives. You know, you see all this on Cairo 7. Nobody wants to watch that.
Exactly. Who's
But
picking
it's
up
on your
newspapers
phone now.
anymore?
Because damn,
Right.
And you can just look at it because you're looking at people that going to jail, you're looking at people that died, looking at good things that are happening, people getting houses, people getting married, you're looking at people that lost their house, you know, it just making everything accessible to, you know.
Another positive social media has, not necessarily coming from an individual standpoint, but in the 90s, we were only exposed to what CNN, headline news, TBS, all the major wanted to give to us. So if something's going on in Antarctica, there's nothing going on there, but if something's going on in Angola, we're not going to see it unless they have a reason to give it. We know they have an agenda. So now you have independent bloggers and things like that. So if a story's big, like for instance, there's a man, I want to say somewhere in South America, black man who has a cure for anything. Dr. Sebi. And I just been hit to that off of Facebook. Somebody posted it. I did my own research. Now in my mind, I'm like, hey, if it goes down, I'm going down to holler at Dr. Sebi, man.
But I mean, just going with what you're saying, like the Black Lives Matter movement would not be anywhere near the same if we were only getting our information from the news sources that are on TV and stuff. The reason that we are so caring and compassionate about those kind of things is because we're getting it raw from people who are actually there, who are actually just telling us like it is, Yeah. And we're not just getting this
fabricated lies.
How do you bring that into a negative aspect when it comes to seeing all these things? How do you take that into cyberbullying?
Right. Cyberbullying.
When people when it takes it into a they're taking what what it is and using it in a negative aspect. Like I don't like to see stuff on there now because they put negative stuff on there.
Yo, cyberbullying is real.
Cyberbullying is real. Anytime that you go on Twitter and stuff like that and you click something that's important, you'll click on there and look at the replies.
Cyberbullying.
Explain cyberbullying because me, if somebody's saying something about me on the internet, I can log off. So tell me how
your ego.
You have to realize.
If you're a 15-year-old middle schooler, right?
Yeah.
Say you're the overweight kid. And you go to school and all day you're ridiculed, right? And then you come home and typically because your social circles aren't very strong, you're going to be reclusive, you're going to play video games, you're going to get on the internet, and when you log on to your Facebook, you go in your inbox and they're saying, hey fatty, you know what I'm saying? So you can't escape it. Back in the day, you could leave school, come home to a cohesive family unit and be free of that, you know what I'm saying? And you knew that you didn't have to deal with that until tomorrow at 7 a.m. for the next 8 hours.
But now, or whenever someone says you're the fat kid and it has 50 retweets.
Not everyone is that strong-willed.
This is a lot of communication as well. It's a lot of communication.
If there's cyberbullying going on, shouldn't there be somebody to come and tell them hey, listen, kid, you
don't
have to log on to see that.
But here's the thing: you shouldn't have to log off because people are picking on you. You shouldn't have to not be able to get on the internet because when you do get on the internet, people are going to do that.
I mean, you don't have to go to school if somebody's bullying you, right?
I feel compassionate for them, but at the same time, there's a sense of responsibility that I feel
they don't know that at 15, though.
Yeah, but you're 15, so pretty much what you're saying, though, is that you're reserving the internet for people who are bullied.
Man, I've been fighting over your mama joke since I was about 7.
But most kids don't have that type of gumption. Most kids aren't just going to haul off and sock somebody in the chin and get suspended.
Nowadays, people are getting cyberbullied, going home and killing themselves.
Exactly.
That's the thing, though. Right now, people are getting cyberbullied and they're going home and killing themselves. That's the cyberbullying that's going on right now. It's not even just hey, you're ugly. It's hey, your mom sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's really going deep.
One thing that I don't like is when people will be online and they be like, why are you tripping? It's just Facebook. Why are you tripping? It's just Twitter. This is still life. It's coming from your profile. You're a real person. So what's the difference between you saying this if you say that over the phone to me, I would be tripping. So why would I not be tripping? You're saying this and however many followers or whatever you got are seeing it. This is hurtful.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big problem. Then there's those kids too who the only thing that they can do is what about the kids who are socially have social anxiety, they can't really go and talk to people in person. And so the only thing that they do have is going home and being hey, I actually can feel like I'm myself and can be this avatar, this person. Then when they do get in that only space that they do have, people gang up on them. That's not right.
I've actually been cyberbullied. For real.
By a girl?
Tell us about
No, by a congregation of Twitter haters, Twitter thugs, whatever you want to call them. Because you got to understand that we got low self-esteem people in the world, and the best place for them to do they hating is behind the keyboard.
Exactly.
If I'm a hater and I feel bad about myself and all I want to do is talk bad about everybody else, I ain't gonna do it here in public because for one, I might get beat down. You know what I'm saying? And for two, I'm not gonna really let all the good hate that I have in my heart out. But if I can do it behind a keyboard, you got to get some good. You got to get some good hate. You know what I'm saying? And I followed. There's a group on Twitter that they're real smart dudes. Like they're real smart, but they have like this bitterness to them. I think they were. This is my take. Back in the '90s, they were nerdy because they were nerdy dudes. Yeah. But they're still smart. Now you can hide behind the Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So in essence, people think that they're cool, but you're really not. You're still kind of you're like still in there, bro. You still have that element to you, but you taking this internet, this Twitter fame, and you're using it as power. So, like I unfollowed one guy. He was just too vulgar. He was just, and I didn't tell him. I didn't say nothing. And the dude just got mad. And, I guess I ain't coming to get my hair cut by the barber up there. Blah blah blah. But I was like, man, hold up. I'm a man too, dog. I started talking back too. I was going hard on the boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought I had a case too, and I did, but he had there was like 20 guys behind him. I ain't had nothing behind me. You know what I'm saying? I got my people, my friends, but he had a whole 20 dudes that do this. This is what they do. This is real life. I've thrown Twitter parties. I made money off of Twitter. So you can't tell me that this is just Twitter. This is real life. I've gained.
Speaking on that,
it's a social media instrument, like, and
it's just like talking.
It engages your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And it causes this reaction out of you, like what are you ran by? I ask. You know what I'm saying? If you allow something somebody says on the internet, you ain't even met this person, ain't shook his hand, he ain't bought you a drink. I let this man piss me off and ruin my entire day behind Twitter. Yeah. I gotta look myself in the mirror.
I think it sounds absurd. I think it's absurd until it like really happens to you and you don't have that backbone that a lot of people have.
Because I feel like
it does sound absurd.
I feel like I would be saying the same things you are saying if it never happened to me.
Check this. I had a boxing video in high school. I knocked this kid out. Like the kid had to transfer schools because they talked about him so bad. And it was put on YouTube. You know, on YouTube you can comment. And I was just boxing right by the house. I can't name the location. They might still be looking for teeth. But all I'm saying, like, the kid transferred. But you know, you can comment on the section or whatever. Yeah. Man, I'm getting slammed in the comments like, the big kid can't fight. I knocked both their ass out. And at one point, I'm pissed off. Like, I guarantee if I saw them, I'd beat them up. And I thought about it. I sat down and actually thought about it. I ain't ever gonna see none of these people in my life.
But that's because
but you just said that it evokes some emotions in you. Yeah. So what's the difference between that?
You thought about it though. You use your mind.
I thought about it.
But you're saying,
like, think about this real quick before you.
It's mentally strong.
You gonna think about something though.
That's
Are you not gonna go think about it? You gotta think about it for it to piss you off. Like that shit resonates in your mind. You gonna think about it before it piss you off. But what makes it piss you off is my question.
All right. We flared up.
Ego.
I'm gonna switch it up though. I'm gonna ask on top of this. What type of effect does social media have on relationships in this era, 2015?
Well, first off, they promote having side chicks, side niggas, all that stuff. Like, it's okay to be unfaithful. Yeah. When back in the day, people were with their people from high school or middle school, and like there's rarely any relationships like that. Like, I know one of my friends, their parents have been together since high school. They're married. The dad's a pastor. Like, they have 4
Then they got
boys.
on Twitter, now they're divorced.
And they only have Facebook, and they're only on each other's Facebook. Okay. Everybody knows the relationship. They know what's going on. Nobody's hitting at the pastor like, hey, pastor, you trying to get a side chick?
But do you know that?
Yes, just because I know that family. Just because I know that family.
No,
but
we ain't gonna disrespect family.
No, but you know, you have so many people. You have professional athletes. You have singers. You have actors, actresses. Like, that they get thousands and thousands of followers a day. Not just like this week I got 1,000 followers. No, a day from all around the world. They travel all around the world. That they can't take their significant others every time, and they have people hitting them up, like, say they follow someone back, because social media is a part of their job, because it's a part of the industry. And if you want your fan base to grow, social media is the fastest way to do it. But at the same time, they have people hitting them up and DMing them and retweeting and constantly stalking them and all that, so they're gonna get attention from someone, or they're gonna see someone that might catch their attention.
What type of man or what type of female does it take to be with somebody that has that type of attention
a strong-minded person.
Yeah, a strong-minded person.
Yeah.
Someone who's secure about themselves.
You can be as secure as you want. You just gotta be cool with it.
I want secure with myself.
Wait,
No,
wait.
you don't always get
You
cheated
have to
on.
be cool with it.
Time out. What'd you just say?
I said, I don't know. You can be as strong-minded as you want. I think in that type of
gotta be
situation, you just
realistic.
gotta be realistic and be cool with being cheated on.
Are you thinking?
That's
So you're
what
saying
it
that
is.
all those guys is cheating?
But that's a problem
If
with
it's
the
being
generation.
because at the end of the day, let's keep it real.
Hey, yo, look.
I don't know,
Let's go.
but I mean, Michael Jackson made Dirty Diana way before Twitter came out, so it's not like this is something that's new. You know what I'm saying?
But I think
It just
for
makes
relationships,
other
I think
people
for relationships though
accessible to
too,
you.
another thing that happens is like it becomes so superficial. Like it's all about man crush Mondays and going. I went to this restaurant with my boyfriend for Valentine's Day. Like, is that really real?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
real?
Oh,
They
yeah.
do
You know what I'm
it
saying?
for.
People are doing
You
it
guys
for
think
the
they're trying to
attention.
show for
Most people, to
social
me,
media.
the people that highlight their relationship
Are the
on
ones-
Facebook,
ones
they're the
cheating.
ones that got the
The
worst
more
relationship.
exactly.
Y'all got
That's
the
what I think
cheating
too.
relationship.
You make yourself so perfect
Maybe the
for
ones
every
cheating.
social
That's just
media,
my
and maybe
opinion.
the ones that you
Maybe
see
it's
every single day in the
difficult
club,
because-
do popping it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Because
It
what's the difference?
provides so many distractions too. Like as soon as your man touches his little Instagram emoji, whatever,
And them
he
DMs
starts
have the
scrolling
number.
and it's naked bitches, naked
Oh
this,
my God.
naked that. There's this, there's that.
Twerking
It's like
video.
you can't
wrong
even
with that?
focus on just one person because there's always something constantly drawing your attention somewhere else. Even if you don't actually go all the way for it, you're just distracted constantly.
You're not all in ever.
You can't be because you're like, whoa, look at all these other options.
So
And
do you
like-
delete it?
Yes. Unless it's making you money.
To me,
What is it really for?
Well, okay,
But
so
what's
if
the difference?
the female knows that it's a part of your job or this is your business, this is how you promote.
But how
your
many
job.
people is it really about
I'm
their job?
But I'm asking
Yeah,
about the
that's
ones
the
that
real
do it. That is aware that
And you gotta be okay
if
with
you-
that.
Yeah, but that's tough too. I mean, like
Are you okay with
You brought it up.
That's
though.
that's-
I want to hear kind of everybody's opinion on it.
excuse me.
So that's part of your job.
Do you feel like you have to?
I promote
Do you feel like you have to
parties and-
delete your Instagram? Do you feel like you have to
I
delete
would
your
never
Twitter
delete any
to
social
be with
media
somebody?
that I have to be with someone
You
because that's
shouldn't have
because
to,
I
but
know who I
if
am.
you
Exactly.
believe
You know what I'm
that
saying?
they're
I feel like I would want to
just
be with
human
somebody who
beings.
knows who they are too, and I wouldn't expect that from them.
So
either.
like, there's nothing new that ain't happened under the sun. I don't know if I said
You know
that right,
what
but
I'm
I'm saying
saying?
like somebody's gonna cheat on you. They're gonna cheat on you with
Exactly.
or without a
With or without
Facebook.
social media.
Well,
Yeah.
is it
Can
can it increase the possibility? Of
Yes.
course.
But if
You know
they're
what I'm
gonna do
saying?
it, they're gonna find a way to do
But
it with or
so
without Instagram.
can
Of
buying a
course.
new car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You buy a new car, you drive in the park, all the girls are whistling at you. Somebody's gonna, you know what I'm saying, holler at you at some point. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's not you. We gotta stop making excuses for things. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And at the same time, though,
That's it right there.
at the same time, though,
Forever.
set some regulations for your life. Like
Yeah.
I know when I had a girlfriend, I told her
be
straight
an
up, like,
asshole.
look, we're not doing the whole everything we do we gotta post online.
Yeah.
We're not doing that
Yeah.
because I understand that's gonna bring bitterness. I understand that's gonna bring
Haters,
haters. That's gonna
unwelcome
bring
opinions.
somebody that's just gonna want to boink my girl just to get back at me for whatever. Somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody gonna try to boink me to get at my girl because they think they look prettier than her. So you know what I mean? You gotta set some type of regulations for your life, and it's like that with
Know yourself,
everything.
Know your worth.